Alrighty, guys, thank you very much for joining me for yet another Chair League match. This time we got the Division 2 match coming at you. Creep Tumor versus Obsidian Gaming on Cursed Hollow once again. Second map tonight going to be played out on Cursed Hollow. And right off the bat, the Lost Vikings are going to be banned out. No big surprise there. I don't think anybody really enjoys playing against them. Let's be honest. Who's good at playing against Vikings? But Falstad will be the return ban here from Obsidian Gaming. You know, always good to be able to flush out the global ability of Falstad. So that's going to be their first ban, but it does leave open Zagara. Creep Tumor is going to go ahead and pick up Zagara, and we'll see if Obsidian Gaming lives to regret that. Zagara, one of the best heroes in the game, doesn't usually make it through the ban phase, so we're going to get to see some serious creep fallage here for the side of Creep Tumor, I imagine. ETC will be the pickup from Obsidian Gaming, the very highly contested CC-heavy rock metal Tauren, of course, that is the lovely ETC. We'll have to see what they decide to pair with that to start here. They got pretty much everything in the world open to them, but they're going to go with Brightwing. Getting the global presence here really early, and also picking up one of the main counters to ETC's ultimate mosh pit. So very solid pickup there to start this off. Not prioritizing their damage dealers, but rather getting the two big spots out front and in the back to get started here. And I love the Brightwing pickup. I think Brightwing is probably one of the biggest priority heroes on Cursed Hollow. Mainly because of the nature of Brightwing's sustained healing, as well as that global presence on this big map. You can get a lot of value from Brightwing. Li Ming is going to be the pickup for Creep Tumor, so where Obsidian is prioritizing tanks and heals early, Obsidian or I should say Creep Tumor is prioritizing getting specialist siege push as well as damage. They could decide to get their healer here, but they will go with their tank to try to avoid that tank chokehold. Means that Creep Tumor likely has a pretty strong healer with a pretty deep pool that they're pretty confident about on their side. We'll have to see what they pick up. Obsidian could go for the obvious healer chokehold here. See what they go with. Right off the bat, picking up Johanna and Li Ming are really good pickups also for Creep Tumor. Not only the vision with Zagara to be able to see what's going on around these different tribute spawns, but also now with the poke and stall ability to be able to not deny those captures for the tributes. Johanna, one of the best heroes in the game at being able to be up front, be super tanky, soak a lot of damage while still being very annoying and being able to deny on those tributes. And Li Ming's got poke for days from a very long range. Zagara also very good with that, with being able to lay down the minions, being able to throw out the Mutalisk to be able to stall that and chase somebody from a distance, and Banelings all day to be able to just shoot in there at the stationary target that's trying to cast. So plenty of interrupt. They're going to be looking to stall these out. Nova is going to be the ban for. Okay, Nova equals Ariel. I think Ariel should be on there now. All right. Okay. Well, I think that's okay, as long as Creep Tumor understands that. Abathur is going to be the ban out for Creep Tumor here. So let me just make sure that Smithville knows that. I haven't seen anybody over on the side of Creep Tumor actually acknowledging that that was not a Nova ban. Not really a big worry at the end of these drafts, but in the middle, definitely something to be concerned about. We want to make sure both teams are understanding on each side. So Thrall and Vala is going to be the pickup here for Obsidian. After that Abathur ban. Abathur always very, very annoying to deal with on this map with all the different places you can put those silly little bombs. And just in general, it's very good on this map because of the large laning presence and the nature of the mechanics where you have to collapse into a certain location, a certain predictable location for the tributes, allowing Abathur to kind of span the whole of the battleground to be able to split push where he wants to safely. But Thrall and Vala, very good pickups as well. They have good solid poke and denial, especially Thrall. Definitely the best melee denial hero in the game with that chain lightning. And yes, this is what I was afraid of. Creep Tumor did not understand that was supposed to be an Ariel ban. And so I suspect that we are going to have to start this one over. They aren't reading chat. Reading, rather. So we will likely have to restart. So let that go out. Sorry about that, folks. We will well, so right now we're getting reports from Obsidian Gaming that they're okay with let me figure out what we want to do with these guys. Alright, so let me go ahead and get these guys set up with a new draft phase here. We're going to restart it. We're gonna get this restarted. Actually, give me one moment. I'll need to have access to the other one. So that was the completed draft. So duplicate. And I'll have this new one, and I will pull this one out and away. So that's how it started. It was Li Ming, Johanna. We'll get the proper Ario ban out. And then we're good to go. So, here we are with the Thrall ban. We made it work. Good job, team. Got it done. It wasn't pretty, but we made it work. So for anybody just tuning in, we had a little bit of a snafu with the draft. Obsidian Gaming intended to ban Ario, but could not find it in the top drafter. So they banned a Nova attempting to ban the Ario, but then we couldn't get that communicated over to Creep Tumor. So we're redoing the draft. Thrall will be the ban out here. Greymane is going to be the pickup for Obsidian. So they're going to have Greymane instead of Thrall, which I think is actually not a bad pickup. And Abathur is going to be the pickup for Obsidian, which was previously the ban for Creep Tumor. So now they're going to have that Abathur clone with double Greymane. Going to change things a little bit. But we'll see how that works out for him. Abathur really, really good on this map, as I was saying before, with the different places you can put those bombs to be able to slow up pretty much anybody. Those mines, I should say. Really, really sneaky ways to slow down and get vision and better rotations on this map. And Abathur is able to really abuse the range of this map, the just sheer size that is Cursed Hollow. This is Abathur's home. This is his favorite place to play, if you will. Lily is going to be the pickup here for the side of Creep Tumor. A little extra time to get these last picks out now that we've banked all of our time in the redraft. Lily is going to be the pickup for the support. Could be double support here. We just saw a very, very interesting strategy from Deep Impact in the game I casted before, where they had a really, really good job of having double support with Ariel and Lili. Now, Ariel obviously is off the table here with the ban phase, but they could go with a different healer, a different secondary support, but instead they're going to opt to go with Zeratul. So Lili does a pretty good job as a solo healer in sustained healing. That's the big strength with Lili, and the blinds, of course. So they're very, very good at countering Greymane. Particularly decent at countering double Greymane dive. Zeratul is going to be interesting. He has a very good, very easy manner of being able to stall out on those shrines. But we'll see if exactly how good Obsidian is here at stealth detection. Brightwing has a very easy stealth detection at level 4 with Peekaboo. So we'll have to see if that is how Obsidian wants to go about it. Also, Abathur mines are a really great way to constantly keep a possible eye out for Zeratul. But what will be the last pick here? They could go double support. They could go with a ranged damage dealer. They could go double frontline. Pretty much every option in the world here, and plenty of time to think it over and pick one. But we'll have to see. What should they do here? Kind of a tough one. There's a lot of things you can do to enable Greymane. You know, Tyrael could be a possible something to get a little extra for him. Could also still go with... they are going to go with Zol. Okay, they did not have a specialist, so I think that's a solid pickup. The secondary option for them, for somebody that can dive, lock somebody down, and enable Greymane. A lot of CC over on the side of Obsidian Gaming to be able to enable their ability to pick off certain players if anybody from Creep Tumor gets a little sloppy for rotations. Overall, though, I do think I like Creep Tumor's draft just a little bit more due to the sustained healing, but you can't underestimate a team that is ready to play with an Abathur comp. If they know what they're doing, if they know how to stall it out, Zol can press really, really hard on a certain lane while the rest of the team stalls out a little bit, trying to enable Abathur to also get that split soak. It's going to come down to which team strategizes best, I think, for these map objectives. Who is able to plan out and execute their rotations to it, and the speed to actually be able to capture those. If Creep Tumor gets locked in an eternal battle over these tributes, it's gonna go the way of Obsidian Gaming. That is how you lose to an Abathur comp on Cursed Hollow. So we'll have to see if they can avoid that here. As looks like pretty much everybody's readied up here. Getting ourselves all ready to go. Everybody on the right heroes as we get ready here. And we'll see. It should be an interesting match. All very good heroes for this map. There's not a single one that I look at and kind of, what the heck is that about? Two very coordinated teams with specific strategies. We'll have to see who is ready to go. We've got two members of Obsidian that aren't quite ready. All right, it's the bio break time. That is that was a long draft phase. Share the Casual Core Live match link on your Facebook groups, please. I have been thoroughly confused. Alright. Here we go. Loading up into Cursed Hollow. Division 2 match here. Creep Tumor versus Obsidian Gaming. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. Second match in a three casts in a row that we're going to be bringing to you guys. Triple header here on a wonderful Monday night. And Cursed Hollow, it's one of my favorite maps, one of the most favored maps in Heroes of the Storm in the general community. We see a lot of maps, we see a lot of Cursed Hollow games, both in the pro scene and here in Chair League.
Prepare yourself.
Gonna get these teams introduced for you guys. On the left, the blue team, we have Creep Tumor. Smithel is gonna be playing Lili. Anders Vision on Li Ming. Shade is gonna be playing Zagara. Cloud on Zeratul, and Cooks on Johanna. Over on the right side, the red team, we're going to have Obsidian Gaming, Tim on Zul, Ukru on ETC, Kale on Brightwing. Wait, what? No. Tailtef on Abathur, and Confliction on the Greymane.
5, 4, 3. Let the battle begin.
Alrighty. So it looks like they send Abathur to the top right away, but the other four members are going to go ahead and come to the mid. We will see possibly a little 4v4, but it looks like Johanna's going to go ahead and take herself to the top. Shade, meanwhile, will go ahead and go to the bottom lane and is going to start laying down that creep all over this bottom lane. This is going to be her home. She's going to be playing here for the beginning of this match. It's going to make sure she makes it nice and homely for herself with lots of creep around. Meanwhile, we will see Zol going ahead to the bottom to answer to that. And no surprise there, as the two specialists are going to be duking it out. We'll have to see who can get an advantage right away. Shade putting some damage out there on Tim. Meanwhile, in the mid, we got a 2v3. The Abathur is going to be felt here early, as there are just more bodies out here to be able to soak the lanes and get the match started for them. On the top lane, we got Kale soloing up against Crooks. So that's going to be a long and drawn-out and uneventful fight if I've ever seen one. Cloud looking for a little something here, waiting for maybe Confliction to step out a little bit here. Ukru is going to take a little bit of free poke there from Anders Vision, get some poke out there, but we will see Smithel getting a little bit damage put down on him there, but Confliction is going to get a ton of harass out, and Cloud trying to go for that, but cannot secure the kill. Confliction going to get out there by the Hairs on his chinny chin chin, if you will. Sorry, that was a bad joke. I'll try and keep that to a minimum. Shade is taking a lot of heat down here, but Tim not exactly high on health either, as the eternal struggle of the specialists is going to go ahead and continue throwing out that Mutalisk constantly. Try and get a little extra damage. Crooks and Kale still doing tank and healer things up in the top with a constant little bit of extra pressure from Abathur and that extra minion. It's nothing that Johanna can't handle. Very, very uneventful beginning to this game, but we will see Confliction going ahead and rotating here after taking all that damage. Had to be, so he's going to rotate. And around 2:15, we see that capture land as that first tribute spawns, but unfortunately for the side of Obsidian Gaming, it is going to be in the bottom lane. So we will see Creep Tumor with the ability to clean this up in the bottom lane. But right away, we're going to see these teams not prioritize a huge rotation. We'll see a little bit of a rotational advantage. But Tim taking a ton of damage there from Anders, getting a lot of harass. And Cloud is going to be able to sneak around and secure that kill. Ukru is in a lot of trouble as well, taking a ton of damage. He is going to fall. And right away, we see Obsidian Gaming overcommitting to this a little bit, and a very strong, aggressive rotation by Creep Tumor, which is going to allow them to get back out to lane very quickly with those couple of picks, not allowing Abathur to get a whole lot done in the body soaking department. He's doing a nice job of being able to keep the lane pushed out long enough for his team to be able to respond to that siege camp capture in the top. But Anders' Vision is going to come up here and is going to force Abathur to go back behind the wall, which is going to give a little bit of value to these, not a whole lot, but in the bottom lane, we didn't see a whole lot of value out of those either, as with such a quick win there by Creep Tumor on that tribute spawn, they were able to get in there. But Li Ming will be taken down in that top lane. Anders getting a little bit too aggressive up here. Confliction and Kale doing a great job of rotating, cleaning that up, and we will see the second tribute coming out here. It is going to be up in the top left, which is going to be a little bit of a positional advantage to Obsidian here. They do have more heroes in the area to rotate to it. Zagara is going to go ahead and rotate up. Zol staying in the bottom, but Tim is going to go ahead and start rotating up. Both teams in position here to at least poke this out and wait for backup to arrive. Could you see Abathur going to the bottom lane? Is going to be present in that bottom lane, and level 7 picked up by Obsidian, but there it is, level 7. But Greymane is going to go down first yet again. Full commitment coming out here from Creep Tumor. They are able to get in there, and they know it's a 4v5. They know they have the advantage, and we see them pushing them right off here, getting an immediate kill yet again on Greymane. They have very, very good focus there, and getting the win early so that Abathur can't get too much advantage here in the bottom lane. But not a quick rotation to answer to him down there. They leave 3 in the top to get a little bit of push up there. And we do see the peekaboo coming out here from Kale, so they will have a very good idea of where Zeratul is on these fights. Anders is coming out. It's going to put a nice orb into Kale and Tim. They're going to have to back up here right away. A nice push there from Abathur, getting a little bit of damage. Still has not really been answered too much here on the bottom lane. But Zeratul sneaking around the back. Here we go. He's thinking about it. He's still thinking about it. Can he do it is the question. Will he do it? Is he going to pull the trigger? He's going to wait for the minions to... Oh, well, the minions right there. He will get the kill, but will give his life for it. Should have waited for the minions to pass there, bud. Yeah, okay. So we're going to go ahead and move back to the tribute. This is Curse Point for the side of Creep Tumor. They have given up Zeratul, so this is going to be a 4v4 for once. The slide in from Ukru, followed up by the root onto Smithel, trying to get some serious damage out there onto Lily. Kale might as well, in the meantime, will cast and get that tribute, but that is going to end up being a 1-for-1 as ETC is going to be picked off. But they do end up getting the tribute. A very positional advantage, though, in that spawn point. The opposite one will spawn on the next time, so we will see a positional advantage for Creep Tumor. It does look like the race to 10 is going to be won slightly by Obsidian Gaming. They are going to pick up their level 10s here, but not far behind is Creep Tumor. They should still, if they spread out into lane and clear all these minion waves, should be able to pick up 10 before this next tribute phase spawns, so this should be pretty even. Yet again, we have the battle of the specialists in the top lane. Abathur has resumed his position in the bottom. Cloud also down there to be able to take a look at maybe trying to get another sneaky kill on Abathur. Didn't work out too well for him for the first time, though. Ended up just being a trade. We do see the level 10s are coming out here. It is going to be Nidus Network for Zagara. Wave of Force for Li Ming, so that should be interesting. Cups for Lili. Everything else looks pretty standard, other than Stage Dive from ETC. So we're going to see U-Crew not being bothered with the, with the Mosh Pit attempts. And Emerald Wind on Brightwing as well. Skeletal Mages for Zol, so it's very, very interesting. Not exactly your standard pickups, nothing too ridiculously shocking, but Smithel with a very, very big positional advantage and is going to get the cast off before Emerald Wind comes in from Kale. That is going to be a curse, and right away we're going to see Creep Tumor being very smart about this, backing up, realizing that they don't have to fight, but and we're actually going to see the Cups come out to try and save Shade here as D-Def on Abathur, that clone of Greymane, trying to get some value out of it, is going to return to the top lane, is going to try and do something to be able to fend off this top push, but it looks like Zag and friends are going to be going to the bottom lane here to scoop this up. Tim and U-Crew are going to come down to try and answer to this, but they're going to be caught out here. This is a 4v2, very dangerous area here. U-Crew is going to have to back out. And right away, they are pushing in very, very hard at this. Meanwhile, Zeratul is roaming around the map, looking for picks, trying to scout out where they are. The slide will come in from U-Crew to try and push them back, and that is going to be a successful pushback here. They're pushed off of this location. I feel like they could have gone a little bit harder at it. 8 seconds still left on the curse, but not a whole lot done there. Cloud trying to get in there to scare Abathur a little bit, but Confliction with a nice response. However, the turn is going to come out. We will see the Ultimate Evolution coming down along with Stage Dive to be able to get in there, and all of a sudden, this is a 4v3 situation where we find Creep Tumor on the retreat. Dad-F in the mid is going to go down for that Ultimate Evolution at least, and we will see Cups also coming out to keep the team nice and topped off for the side of Creep Tumor. The Gara up in that top lane is going to try and get a little bit of a push before the B. And overall, 3 tributes spent, no forts down. A successful defense there from the side of Obsidian. However, they are going to lose Brightwing in that bottom lane. Cloud and Anders are able to get that pick off at the very, very last second. Very nice job there. And now they're going to go ahead and rotate in to take down this fort. They want to get some value off of this, but Anders getting there a little too far, taking a ton of damage from that fort. Confliction also coming down to see if he can capitalize on anything. Cloud is going to have something to say about that. He is going to get the Abathur hat, however, and a ton of damage coming on Cloud. And we'll be able to just barely get the pick off there while still saving his life. So close to death there. But they will get the fort and the pick off on Greymane in that bottom lane. We see Crooks and U-Crew here in the mid, just kind of doing tank things, trying to soak the lane without getting too far out. But they're tanks. They don't really have that much to worry about. In the top lane, the eternal struggle of the specialists continues. I think this is part 4. And not getting a whole lot of done against each other. I haven't seen anybody taking a huge advantage in this matchup. Tim does have a little bit of an extra advantage with Abathur up here. But yet another favorable spawn for the side of Obsidian. This is the only location that they've been able to actually acquire a tribute from. So they are going to have another opportunity to get that here. Right away, U-Crew getting caught out a little bit here. Is going to have to slide out rather than being able to aggressively slide in. A very early Cups coming out from Smithel is going to keep the team very well topped off, but now they don't have that... They don't have Cups for the rest of this fight. The Ultimate Evolution has been dropped here, and Datef blinded. It's going to go back on Shade. Kale's going to come in with the Emerald Wind. Stage Dive is going to come down. Kale is going to be the first to fall here, or maybe not. Kale is able to get out of there. Cloud feeling like he needs to go out, and right away, a huge Void Prison coming down. But ETC is going to get caught out and killed as they recollapse on that. And they are going to push them completely away from this. Going to be yet another tribute going over to the side of Creep Tumor as this Abathur strategy not working out so far for Obsidian. They've been able to stall out and just dominate in those situations. But good value in the bottom lane. Abathur creating a little bit of a push here. Some extra minions going in there with the camp capture. Getting some serious damage done on those. And despite the advantages in the kill count, again, only one structure down for the side of Obsidian. And even then, they are going to get that bottom fort to even it out here. So pretty even game overall here. Still definitely anybody's game to win. Only a half level lead for the side of Creep Tumor, but they are going to pick up their 16 talents here very, very soon. We also have yet another tribute spawning anytime now. So I'm not sure if Obsidian's going to have time to be able to soak up the XP they need to be able to get 16.
Shall we see who gathers enough
And here it is. The tribute will spawn in the bottom. Positional advantage to Obsidian, as it looks like their heroes are being able to come down a little bit quicker in the rotations, but for some pretty safe rotations over on the side of Obsidian. But they actually have pretty much evened it out here as they start to go down. But actually, they're going to give this one up. Smithy is going to cast it for free, is going to pick this one up. As yet again, like I said before, Obsidian did not have time to pick up 16. So no real way that they could have competed for that. No real reason to go in and stretch out your opponent's lead like that. They will go ahead and pick up 16 here, so they're going to be ready for a fight as soon as that dings in. And very aggressive approach here from the side of Creep Tumor, not being afraid to get up in ETC's face there, knowing that he does not have Mosh Pit. Shade in a lot of trouble down here, though. We are going to see the phase shift in, and even the stage dive in from U-Crew to secure that kill. Very, very nice rotation there from the side of Obsidian to get a pick, as we are going to see the Curse Point tribute opportunity coming up here for Creep Tumor, but without Zagara, I'm not sure that's going to happen. But with the globals that Zagara has, she can get back in here pretty quickly, and we will see that it's spawning in the top. Zagara, I don't know if she has any creep up here. So she may actually not be able to make that rotation fairly quickly. Meanwhile, ETC getting caught out in that mid lane trying to defend that fort. So that's going to even it out all by itself. That's actually going to result in a free curse going over to Creep Tumor. They have picked up 6 out of the 7 tributes thus far this game. And that's going to result in their second curse as they're going to try and start with this push in the mid. The Ultimate Evolution comes down, and Abathur Clone is diving very, very hard on Li Ming, but the Cups is going to come out. Anders is going to turn around to try and kill that, but Li Ming is going to go down. That's going to be a mistake, trying to turn around and not continuing to run away from that Abathur cloned Greymane. But meanwhile, it does look like even without Li Ming, Creep Tumor is turning it, and Zol getting very, very low here. Just in a ton of trouble is Tim with all these blinds, has no way to turn around. Crooks is going to head him off here at the pass. The stage dive not in time to be able to help out Zol. Zol's going to go down. And but in the meantime, a lot of time wasted here. Not getting a whole lot of value out of this curse. They do get the top fort, which will be yet another fort, their second of the game. A lot of damage is going to come out to this front wall before it's answered to, but ultimately, members of Creep Tumor are going to have to back up, heal up, and they're going to actually elect to go back and get their boss. Cloud getting extremely low here, but Lili will slowly be able to bring his health on back up as they attempt to get this boss. Meanwhile, on the other side, it does look like Obsidian has the same basic idea to go ahead and capture theirs as this curse has ended. Again, just about a half a level lead. Structure advantage at this point for Creep Tumor. We're actually going to see Obsidian backing off of this boss attempt as they see how quickly it was picked up in the bottom lane. They feel like they're going to have to answer to that and to this push in mid. So that's going to give Creep Tumor the opportunity to just go right up to the top and be able to pick up the second boss. But they're actually going to elect to rotate and catch Tim with his pants down up here. Zol coming way too far out in the lane without any kind of structure to help him. The Brightwing phase shift is not going to be in time. And stage dive, all that's going to do is get U-Crew in a lot of trouble, as they're going to have to back out from this situation. Meanwhile, the boss is just going to continue to get value in that bottom lane. It pulls Obsidian away from being able to clear it. Eventually, they're going to be able to answer to it, but now they have to decide whether they want to answer to that or go after the boss. Confliction is going to go ahead and scout it out with the flask, but Zeratul going to go ahead and blink over the wall. Cloud with a very nice move there to definitely scare off Greymane and not even enable him any kind of ability to answer here. And second boss picked up. Everything going over to Creep Tumor's side right now, especially with Shade being able to constantly split push, is winning the split push battle against Abathur. Every lane seems to be going more blue than red. Another invade. They'll be able to also pick up the Bruisers to be able to push this mid lane, and a very aggressive rotation right to this front wall. We'll have to see whether Obsidian wants to try to answer to this. They are having to kill the boss in the top lane. 20 has been picked up for the side of Creep Tumor. Obsidian not wanting to get in a fight here, but their mid keep is in trouble. They are not going to be anywhere near 20 by the time this keep goes down. The stage dive is going to come in, though. They are going to aggressively go after Smithel to start here. Getting very, very low here, but the Cups comes out, and the Cups is not interrupted, so the sustain is going to come out. They probably don't want to fight too far out here. I would not chase if I was Obsidian. I would be yelling at my team to disengage, but they are going full ham after this. They feel like they got something. Ukru taking a ton of damage right here. Is going to be forced to back up, and ultimately they will disengage after pushing them off of that mid keep. They do save it, but the top keep is going to, it does go down at the same time. They lose that. They will be able to rotate up here and collect the tribute. Level 20, not quite here yet for Obsidian Gaming, but everything going over to Creep Tumor thus far in the second half. It was very even for quite a while, but we've seen them slowly but surely taking advantage after advantage. Now they got the first keep down in the game, just totally winning the structure battle, and they're going to go ahead and send themselves back here to pick up both of these camps at the same time. So they're going to have pressure pushing in every lane. They're going to send a few members down to clear up this bottom lane and the siege camp. And look at the creep spread, and look at all of these Nidus networks just everywhere on the map. Just everywhere you look, there's another one. We will see the tribute coming up here. Yeah, well, Creep Tumor really living up to their name right now. I'll tell you, the creep is just everywhere. They're seeing everything. Nothing is going to be surprising them. The global presence of Zagara really being felt. This is why, especially on big maps, she is just getting completely and utterly banned out right now. You let her through, you're automatically handicapping yourself in both the global and the siege at the same time. And that's just so valuable right now in the game. Especially after, you know, the not so recent patch where the minions got so much stronger. The split push is just so much more scary than it used to be in the olden days. We will see them looking to pressure this mid. It looks like a full team collapse as we see Crooks coming on in to get ready to tank this attempt. Level 20 has been achieved here from Obsidian, so this could be a fair fight, but the keep is going to go down fairly instantly, and they are just going to hightail it right out of there. They were just like, hello, we're going to take our keep, and now we got no reason to be here. Boss spawning in 30, so they still got plenty of time before that comes up. Most of the map painted blue at this point. There's not really a whole lot to do. So these teams just kind of cleaning up what they can, getting some extra pressure where they can, and waiting for this next tribute. This is, yet again, going to be curse point for the side of Creep Tumor. Nail in the coffin moments kind of coming in here for Obsidian. This could be their last opportunity. Greymane pretty far away from this tribute spawn, but it's right over down Creep Tumor's alley. They got plenty of creep to fall back to. Slow rotation, but they do get here in time. Ukru is going to go ahead and slide in. Unstoppable for Crooks there, and a huge wave of force to split up the side of Obsidian, but the first one to go down is going to be Zeratul, going in there a little bit too deep. An advantage gained here from Obsidian. They are able to push them back. They are going to go ahead and root Crooks and try and get him down. They should have Instructable up still, but a ton of damage being laid down there as we do see Ukru going ahead and going back and picking up that tribute. Only their second tribute of the game. That is an important win there for Obsidian. Backs against the walls. They are able to get a pick on Zeratul and push them back. But the question is, what do they want to do with this? They have the advantage probably for the first time in a very long time in this match. They want to take advantage of it. Confliction diving in there. Pretty dangerous against all four members that were still up on the side of Creep Tumor, but is able to go ahead and hightail it out of there. We're going to see Abathur doing what he can to try and clean up the core. Over on the other side, lots of minions, lots of waves pushing in. 3 catapults, very scary. Meanwhile, oh, Confliction getting caught out yet again, and this time is not going to be able to get away. The Wave of Force will secure that kill. The resets are on for Li Ming, and Yukru is going to be stuck out here. Yet another, and we're going to see the 4-man death metal. But that is not going to matter. Zeratul is back up, and this could be it. Tim is going to end up taking a lot of harass from these and is going to be completely caught out here, stopping a little bit too long. And that is going to be 4 heroes down, only Brightwing and Abathur. That is not going to be enough to be able to defend the core. And that is going to be GG. Creep Tumor taking it in a very, very aggressive manner at the end there, not needing to fight, but going ahead and forcing that fight before the tribute. Paid off for him as they were able to catch Greymane out. Cloud going to go ahead and do a little bit of the BM with DPing the core. But GG, Creep Tumor, showing us what they got, showing us the power of Zagara. And
Blue team.
I didn't catch that note at the end. Something about the draft, but I felt like the draft was already going over to Creep Tumor's advantage the moment they got Zagara. And I feel like that was it. You know, Zagara and that split push, you look at the XP contribution, 20k, and the Abathur comp was just not enough to be able to overcome that. Okay, I actually apparently missed that. I'll see the replay in just a moment to see what exactly was said there. I was reminiscing a little bit. Well, I appreciate that from Smithel. That's not it. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us, guys. I appreciate everybody coming out and having a good time in these matches. I got another one coming up in just about 15 minutes. Yeah, congratulations to the side of Creep Tumor, doing a great job playing the map really well for Cursed Hollow, and we'll see you guys next time.